talk to us because we're recording right now. Where are we, Fred? What are we looking at?
Right now we're on Border Avenue in Torrance, and this is possibly one of the best hot rod shops that has ever come down the pike. This was a purpose-built shop for manufacturing parts, and Donovan Engineering was one of the companies that at the time manufactured the premier parts.
Right.
Ed originally started working for Offenhauser, the four-cylinder Indianapolis. And when he started his own business, he brought that quality to drag racing, which a lot of people would say, yeah, it really wasn't. He built the hard stuff. Rear ends, clutch housings, he did clutches, he did valves, he did gear drives, just a tremendous amount of the really difficult parts that were needed to advance to the next level, because the basic stock Chrysler stuff, Chevy stuff, what it was falling apart.
Right, got it.
So this was the shop that he built specifically for that.
Okay.
It's just a wonderful building, and it did win awards for the construction in the time. The building was built in '68. It's December the 21st, and what we're at now is Donovan's Christmas Party. It's something that's been going on for a long time, and Kathy Donovan has continued it on, and it's just everybody shows up, from hot rodders to the old-time drag racing, sprint car people. There's just a tremendous a group of people that show up for this, because this is a must-do each year.
Wonderful. Okay.
So as we go to the parking lot, you'll see that there's quite a few cars that have shown up. And if you stand here and make a pan, you'll see that there's some real nice iron here. And there's some really old people here too that were drag racers, and if you look, you'll see some of the real greats of the sport.
Excellent. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, we're moving up toward, you can see that originally, from what I understood, the building over here was going to be Donovan's, and then he was going to rent these two over here. That quickly went away. It never happened. He just took over the whole.
Good to see you.
He took over the whole section, and before long, had filled it all up with everything that he needed. So let's take a walk inside. This is the main section of the building.
Okay.
Now, what you're seeing right here is a lot of automatics, but originally these machines weren't here. This shop was drill presses, lathes, the old stuff,
right.
And that's how it was. What you're seeing now is a lot of the automatic machines that have made life just a lot easier, type of thing.
Got it.
But if you look up on the wall, Ed liked music, and those are a set of JBL speakers that he used to play a lot of times for the crew or when he was here by himself.
Right. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is great. This is the kind of information we need.
This over here is one of the main office areas.
Okay.
This is where I sit and answer a lot of telephones. There's been a lot of great counter guys that have been through here that have had this job before I did.
Name them if you can remember.
Bill Pryor was one of them.
Yeah.
Michael Diodario, who actually owns one of the Donovan monikers. Donovan called him Gumbo. So he was one of the ones that, between Snake, Mongoose, Gumbo, all of these other people, they're out there. He actually ended up with one of the names, and it stuck. He's still called Gumbo today. This is a picture of me about the second week that I was here, and I'm putting 417 engines together, and I was 27 years old at the time.
Beautiful. Thank you for showing me that. That's great.
There's this just like all of us, fading a bit. This is one of the original prints from the front of the Hot Rod magazine.
Who's on there? Who are we looking at?
We're looking at John Wiebe, Don Prieto, Ed Donovan, and Don Garlitz.
Beautiful. Nice shot. Okay. Carry on.
So there's, and then
Beautiful valve covers you guys do.
the,
419.
yeah, we, if we had one that was hurt too bad, I'd have one of the guys write a name on it and we'd put it up.
Yeah.
So, and then it just gave the whole place a little more flavor, sort of thing.
Beautiful.
Believe it or not, here's one of my favorite pictures that has nothing to do with Tom Hanna.
Yeah.
A friend of mine made this up for me as a Christmas card years ago. And it's just the perfect thing when Hannah was in his car, and I just said I'd love to put Christmas lights on this and use it as a Christmas card. The look was just priceless that he gave me. Okay, one of the things over here that's a classic is like this right here.
Yeah.
This is for a Model A Ford.
Oh.
That was Ed's, one of his passions was the Model A, because that's what he cut his teeth on, with all the hot rodders and stuff. This one Norm, who made here out of 2 blocks of aluminum and put the water jackets, and then it's all screwed and O-ringed together. So this is a billet head that goes on the block, the 4-cylinder block that we made for Donovan's 29, and they've actually sold about 14 of them.
All right.
So it's this is another thing where you get. Ed always said this one's for me.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So
Wonderful.
over here is valve covers. You can see. This is actually all I have left at the moment.
Really?
We're having more made.
Oh, good. Glad to hear that.
Kathy gave me permission to bring down the patterns about the 3rd Hot Rod reunion.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
And we figured we were going to run about 10 sets. And that we're up to close to 300 sets now, because of the cackle cars, and the amount of guys that are building street rods with these 392 motors in them.
Wonderful.
So it's that's
great.
It's one of those things where we're not getting rich off of it, but I'm really happy that we're doing it, because it just, when you walk through and you see them, it just really gives, in my way of looking at the shop, the flavor that I really remember. Here's a lot of the billet parts we're doing.
Right.
You just start out with a big, thick chunk of aluminum and then whittle away everything that doesn't look like a gear drive.
Right.
And this is what the automatics have, helped us do.
Right.
But here's what the thing was originally. If you look at this, for checking centers on something, Ed used to use this, and so did many of the drag racers, for checking cams to see what it was.
Right.
This has a U.S. Navy tag on it, so it was surplus. All of this type of stuff was all bought surplus. So let's take a walk around a little farther. There is one of the automatics working. We're making gear drives right now. Here is the party going on.
Yeah.
Usually these tables are full of all kinds of parts, pieces, and things we're working on. Then here's my favorite room, was the pattern shop. This is where all the wooden patterns were made. And then sent out for the castings to be made. And then once they figured that they worked and they worked well, then they'd convert them over to a heavier either metal or plastic.
Got it.
But I've got something in here I think that the drag racing guys may really find interesting. Okay, if we sort of get all of the stuff off, here are the original mahogany patterns for the 392, the 417, and the 426 Hemi.
Amazing. Just beautiful. That's so great that you have these.
Now here's something that I can't even give you an answer for. If you look at this and you notice that it's upside down, all of the valve covers are flat across here, and they would have a name put in them.
Right.
This pattern has been modified and it says Foster on
It
it.
says Foster on it. Wow.
And I have tried to see whether Ed made up a special set of, what do you call it? Here, let me help you with that.
Can you?
We'll put that right here. Whether he made up a special set of covers for Pat Foster or not.
Wow.
But I don't know. That is one that is the big curiosity to me.
Thank you for showing us.
But this is where all the patterns were made in here. And this is Arnold Berner, and he's working on one of the Donovan cylinder head core boxes right now.
When was this picture taken about?
Probably in 69 or 70, somewhere around in there.
Right.
My memory's getting fuzzy. There's a great picture of Ed driving.
Wow.
And we scorched the track at 9.1 San Fernando
9.1.
with a 4-cylinder.
All right.
Here's some of the tags that Ed got at the different Rosada, what do you call it, Santa Ana.
Right. Oh, beautiful.
See, I am, a lot of this I do with Kathy's blessing, thank goodness.
Yes.
I am the hopeless romantic of the group. And somebody says, oh, let's get rid of this, we need this. I'm going, wait a minute, we got to find a place to put
That's
this
the reason why you're on the mic, buddy. You got the heart.
There's one of the big breathers that went on up here, the 417.
Yeah.
So that's another beautiful mahogany
Yes.
pattern that was done by Arnold. It's there's just stuff like this laying all over the shop. And this is why I just, even a lot of like these, there's just so messy in here. Some of these great, these were all handmade mics for doing large, but they had to have a case that they set in. This is typical. This is Donovan. This is the stuff that Tom Job sees that he just eats it up.
Right.
He loves it. This is how we built stuff.
Well, we love seeing it.
And down there, if I'm not mistaken, probably is one of the extensions like on your car.
Yeah.
And that's the mahogany pattern for that too.
Man. Wonderful.
So
Carry on, McDuff.
let's go. We're going to now sort of wander through. Here's one, if you can turn around, you'll see all the people. This is my wall. And I've got a lot of the people that I really respected through the whole thing. A Donovan's car. This one on the end here is the T, the stone T.
Yeah.
If you'll notice that, we'll have to get Mikio, who hopefully is coming to the party, who drove this car, Mikio Oshioka.
Oh, that'd be great.
And this is not what it appears to be.
Okay.
This is Bob Kreitz at his best.
Okay.
So there's a great story with that.
Probably.
Donovan's car, just like all of us, it's fading.
Yeah, sure.
And then we got Weebies, the Yakel, the Surfer, and our new good friend, right there in the bottom.
Atlas Oil, which is back now.
So I'm sending some pictures and everything off to Keith,
Rednick.
and I'm gonna show him what we do out here during the winter.
Very good. Very good. Carry on.
So here we go. We're moving on.